guys, welcome to Bert's Bike. Here we are. We are taking the CRF300L off-road for the first time. Let's see how it goes. Let me make sure to turn off ABS here.
Alright guys, so this is my first time taking the CRF300L off-road. I'm pretty new to dirt riding, so this will be more of a beginner's outlook on this bike. I'm gonna let the footage do most of the talking, and I'll just pop in and out to give my 2 cents on the bike and the ride. So enjoy. The GoPro has a way of flattening things out. So on this section of road, it's a pretty steep incline, and the bike is handling it with ease. The bike seems to just want to get up and go and plow through this. As you can see, the terrain is dry but very rocky, so the back end is sliding around a little bit.
Woo! Well, so far, that first little run, doing what we needed to do. Awesome, awesome.
On a side note, for a stock exhaust, it sounds really good in my opinion.
Gonna go up that climb over there. All right, looks like ABS does stay off if you don't turn the key.
At this point, I'm noticing that back wheel is pretty slippery. And also I'm noticing that back brake is a little on the soft side, so you really have to be intentional if you want to slide that back wheel around.
Turtle right there. Woo! Turtles everywhere today.
Right now I'm noticing too that this bike gives you a sense of confidence off-road, probably due to the power. It really is effortless to get it moving. But I'd probably be even more confident with better tires. For street, I think the tires are fine, but off-road, even in the dry, I think they could be a little better. So right now for this hard-packed dirt, the suspension seems fine. It seems to be doing its job and soaking up all the little bumps. So it almost feels like you're just kind of floating on a cloud for this lighter stuff. Alright, so here's where the bike really starts showing itself. Once we get to this rocky terrain, you really notice how squishy and vague the suspension makes the bike, especially with these stock tires on.
Back end slipped out a little bit. Switching over the middle section of the road. Here we go. First water crossing. Let's do it. Woo! Smoother on that. That was pretty slick down there. taking it slow and low. First stop. There it is. And I'm wet. Alright, that was my first drop on the bike. Looks like I bent the lever slightly. Not that big of a deal. Mirror moved, which is fine. Nothing really, little mark with the lever. Or a rock kicked in there or something. Alright. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Alright, so in hindsight, I probably should have taken that in second gear and just feathered the clutch. I should have also just walked it before taking the bike through, just to make sure I had a good path. That back tire definitely gave way on that slight decline. It's definitely not the tire or the bike's fault. I should have just rode within my limits and the capabilities of the bike and the tire. But hey, lessons learned, and that's what we're all out here doing. And now that that first drop is out of the way, I can quit babying this thing and just ride it. So I've had a while to think about what I really want out of a dual sport. And although off-roading is fun, I'm probably not going to be seeking out really gnarly trails. At least without a friend or a buddy. So if you're going to be out here doing this kind of stuff, it's probably best to have somebody with you in case your bike fails or you get really hurt out here. My original intention with this bike was to make it a commuter and also a weekend camper and getaway vehicle with some light off-roading sprinkled in there. So probably generously 20 to 30% off-road. Eventually I'd love to be able to do something like the Trans-American Trail, or at least part of it, with some friends, just get out for a few days or a week and have a great time trail riding, camping, and hanging out. I think that would be a blast. So back to the bike. I really think it is a great platform to make it your own. If you're only riding on the street, I think stock, it's fine, it'll do the job. But if you're planning on doing a lot of off-roading or trail riding, I would definitely put a bash plate on this thing. Even on the street, the front tire does kick up a lot of gunk, and it does end up on your engine and frame rails. And if I had a set of handguards, I probably wouldn't have bent my clutch lever. And of course, you probably have to address the tires on this thing, particularly the back tire. And if you're gonna do all those things, you might as well grab that suspension at some point. For me personally, I'm on the fence about swapping that out because I don't really want to sacrifice the cushy ride on road. And my favorite thing about this bike off-road is definitely the power. I never felt myself wanting more. The bike just seems to want to get up and go. And for me, it inspired a lot of confidence just moving through the trails. I definitely want to take some kind of off-road class in the near future so I can invest in myself and just become a better overall rider. Well, thanks so much for tuning in and watching. I'm having a blast getting to know and ride this bike around. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much. This is Bert's Bike. I'll catch you on the next one.